Hello students. Since in the previous last two video we have seen about the nucleic acid, composition of nucleic acid. Today we are going to see about the types of nucleic acid. So as we all know that the nucleic acid are of two types. That is DNA and RNA. So this is what? This is one DNA and second type is that is RNA. So the full form of DNA is what? Deoxyribonucleic acid, and of RNA that is ribonucleic acid. So these are the types of nucleic acid. So we will see here by combining this both, we will see the difference also and all. What are the difference between this RNA and DNA? So let us see the difference. So first difference, as we have studied in the previous video, that related to sugar molecule and the nitrogenous base. On the basis of these two we can see the first difference, that DNA is what? It has deoxyribose sugar. And in RNA there is ribose sugar. So in DNA there is deoxyribose sugar and RNA has ribose sugar. Next, here uracil is absent. In DNA uracil is absent, but in RNA uracil is present. Then third, it replication to form new DNA molecule. In DNA what? It do the replication process. Because we say that DNA is self-replicating. So it has the property to replicate. Due to the process of replication, what it forms? It forms a new DNA molecule. Which is in the DNA. It is the property of DNA that it do the process of replication. And this RNA, it cannot normally replicate itself. Normally replicate itself. Then next difference we will see, that is the fourth one. DNA controls metabolism and genetics, including variation. So in DNA what? It controls metabolism and genetics, including variation. So this is also the property of DNA. Now we will see what is in RNA. RNA translate the transcripted message for forming polypeptide. So what? In DNA what? there is a property that it controls metabolism and genetics including variation. Okay, genetics means it does genes. Okay, and it variation. Since DNA is what? It is a genetic material. So what it do? It inherited the genetic information from one generation to the next generation. Okay, since the genes are transferred from one generation to the next generation, so there will be variation in each generation. Okay, but in RNA what? It translates. Okay, the transcripted messaging. Okay, because we know that RNA are of three types, that is mRNA, tRNA and rRNA. So there are here mRNA what? It do it that RNA translate the transcripted message for forming polypeptide. So here they do the process of transcription. Okay. Then next is here purine and pyrimidine. Purine and pyrimidine are equal in proportion. Means it follows that is central dogma. Okay, A plus T by G plus C, that is equal to 1. Okay, so that is what? That's why they are saying that purine and pyrimidine are equal in proportion, because in DNA what? There are 4 nitrogenous bases are present: adenine, thymine, cytosine and guanine. Okay, so they all are in the equal proportion. But in RNA it is not like that. Okay, here what? We can write they are not in equal proportion. Okay, so we have seen here the types of nucleic acid, that is DNA and RNA, and we have seen the difference also here. Okay, now we will see the structure of DNA, that is the double helical model of DNA. Okay. So we all know that DNA is what? It is a double helical model. Okay, double helical model means it has double stranded. Okay, since it is double stranded means there are 2 strands. Okay, 2 strands are present. So these 2 strands are what? They are anti-parallel to each other. They are anti-parallel to each other means one strand is that is 5' to 3' and one another strand is this 3' to 5'. Okay, so now we will see DNA double helical model, or we can say double helical model of DNA. Okay, given by Watson and Crick in 1953. Okay, here can be variation. In some book it is different. Okay, so generally what? This was given by Watson and Crick in the year 1953. So now we will see the structure of DNA double helical. Okay, this is one strand which is from 3' to okay 3' to 5'. Then the another strand I will draw here. That is 5' to 3'. So we can see how the helix is formed. That is the double stranded of the DNA. Okay, it is anti-parallel. One strand is 3' to 5', one strand is 5' to 3'. Now we will see here this group. Okay, this is what? This is minor group. Okay, and this one is major group. So one is minor group and one is major group. Now the distance between these two strands is 20 angstrom. Clear? And here what? There is base pairing of the nitrogenous base. Since we know that in DNA what there are 4 nitrogenous base pair. Okay, adenine, thymine, cytosine and uracil. So here what? Adenine binds with thymine with double hydrogen bond. Okay, cytosine binds with guanine with triple hydrogen bond. Okay, then thymine again binds with adenine like this with double hydrogen bond. Okay, so this is what? This is the base pairing. Okay, and the distance between these two, nitrogenous bases is 3.4 angstrom. Okay, and we have seen this, the distance between this. So in the 1 turn how? Okay, and in 1 turn there are 10 base pair. Okay, means when there will be 1 helix turn, okay, there will be 10 base pair. Since I have drawn this much only just for showing how it is. Okay, so these are the base pair, how they do the base pair. Okay, so here I have drawn only 4, but it will be what? In 1 turn there is 10 base pair. Okay, so 10 base pairing will be there. Okay, so in 1 turn the distance of the 1 turn it will be 34 angstrom. Okay, so this is what? This is just the structure of double helical model. Clear? Then we will write some features of it. That is, 2 strands are anti-parallel. Okay, anti-parallel, that is 3' to 5' and other 5' to 3'. So this is the one features of this DNA double helical model, that this is what? They are anti-parallel. Okay, then second we will see that here we can see that here are 2 groups, that is the major and the minor group. Okay, so next is that, and here what? There is the base pairing of the nitrogenous base. Okay, base pairing. So the second is the backbone is constituted by sugar phosphate. Okay, second is what? The backbone which hold it properly. Okay, the backbone is constituted by the sugar phosphate. Third, the base pair, that is adenine binds with thymine with double hydrogen bond and cytosine with guanine with triple hydrogen bond. This is the base pair. Okay, and the distance between the 2 strands is 20 angstrom. Now, the width of the helix is 3.4 nanometer. Okay, and the distance between two base pair is 3.4 angstrom. Okay, so these are the features of this double helical model. Okay, and one more feature is there, like, okay, so once we will write this, okay, that the two strands are antiparallel, that is 3' to 5', and the other is that is 5' to 3', and the backbone is constituted by the sugar phosphate, and here the base pair is that is between the adenine and thymine with double hydrogen bond, and cytosine with guanine, that is triple hydrogen bond, and the distance between the two strands is that is 20 angstrom, and the width of the helix is 3.4 nanometer, and the distance between two base pair is 3.4 angstrom. Now, one more, here it is. The diagram you should practice, okay? This is important topic of this chapter. Nucleic acid, okay? Double helical model, okay? Then, 6th point, the deoxyribonucleotide are linked together by phosphodiester bond. Okay, so the deoxyribonucleotide are linked together by phosphodiester bond. So just today we have seen that what are the types of nucleic acid, and we have seen DNA double helical model. Okay, this is the structure, and we have seen the different features of DNA double helical model. Okay, so this topic nucleic acid is finished. In next video we will continue with our new topic. Okay, thank you.